My name is Jocelyn Weber with the Prowler, here with head girls varsity basketball coach Emily Sweeney. Coach Sweeney, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing good, thank you. So tell me a little bit about how the team's been developing so far throughout the season.
We have had some struggles this season. And we started off a little rocky. We had some girls miss some games, had one quit. So we've had slow development up until this point.
Yeah.
So.
And how have you guys had to overcome those, girls missing games, somebody quitting? How have you had to overcome that?
Well, I mean, it's hard to get in a rhythm when you can't have them all there all the time. And unfortunately, we had like 3 or 4 miss at the beginning, and then you got relying on somebody and they quit, and so it just kind of changed the whole dynamics of the team. And so they've had some adversity they've had to overcome this season.
Yeah. And I know you guys have also got a pretty young roster on your team. What kind of impact does that have?
Having a young roster means they don't have quite the varsity experience that is needed usually. Playing JV is not really prepare you for varsity at all. It's a completely different ball game. So a lot of it in the beginning is just learning the pace of the game and how to play with teams that are a little bit more aggressive and faster than what your normal teams would be.
Yeah. And how are you guys working on turning it into a good thing? Not necessarily that it's a bad thing, just working on it and overcoming it.
They just need to understand that it's a work in progress, and the goal is at the end of the day to perform well at the region tournament, and so nothing is set in stone. So luckily, at the end of the season, they get an extra push to go to the state tournament that has nothing to do with how they performed up until now.
Yeah. And I know you mentioned the region tournament. You guys have got that next week, next Monday, I believe.
Monday.
How are you guys going to use this game against Whitewater this Friday to prepare for that?
We are already locked in to play McIntosh at 6 o'clock on Monday, so we know who our opponent is, and we can definitely use Whitewater to practice things that we would play against McIntosh, because they're kind of similar. It's not like we're playing a Harris County tomorrow, which has a different complete play than McIntosh. So we're just going to run the things we would run tomorrow on Tuesday and see how that goes.
Yeah, and I know you guys have played McIntosh regularly before, about twice, and I think you lost both of those. How do you how do you use that to get your momentum going, to get your motivation going?
In basketball, it's hard to beat a team 3 times, so I'm just going to keep pushing that in the back of their minds, that they can beat them, that they're beatable. They've seen them play twice now. They know what to do, and hopefully they're just going to go out there and perform.
Yeah. And I know that earlier last week, Jacqueline Hester, she broke that all-time career scoring record and single-game scoring record. What does that bring to the team? What kind of impact does that have?
Just playing with somebody with her abilities is confidence boosting for the other girls. They know that she's on the court. They know that she's going to do everything that she can to help them. And that doesn't happen often. So playing with somebody that can break those records is pretty impressive.
Yeah. And what does she add to the team and that momentum?
She's the leading scorer, so on offense, they look for her and they expect her calmness. I don't know if you've ever actually watched her facial expressions, but she doesn't make a whole lot when she plays. Yeah. So she just brings an earthly calm to everything she does. So that's what she brings to them, and it's interesting to watch that she has no emotion whatsoever, good, bad, indifferent, and so she doesn't really. She doesn't really show emotion, so that's a good thing for us, because all of ours get a little amped up, and then when they look at her, they just see calm. So,
do you think that helps the rest of the team, calm them down a little bit? Because I know at some points in those games, the team's been a little amped up and jittery. Do you think that sometimes she might help them calm down a little bit?
I think she does. Just the way she acts and the way she holds herself. When she gets the ball, she doesn't quite freak out, so they know that, it's okay, I don't have to.
Yeah.
So I definitely think she helps them to calm down a little bit.
And I know that this is the second time under your coaching that 2 girls have broken the all-time career scoring record and single-game scoring record. Both of the top scorers in school history have been girls from Starr's Mill basketball. So what does that kind of say about Starr's Mill girls basketball?
That they put in the work, that they work hard. They ask to come into the gym all the time, and they want to beat each other's records, which is good because it pushes the program forward.
Yeah, that makes sense. And does that competitiveness help towards the games that you play, like in region, in your region tournament?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, being competitive is something you always want, because our region is crazy. Any team can beat anybody on any given day, and so having that spirit is definitely needed to help beat them.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, of course.
The Lady Panthers will play this Friday here at 6 o'clock against Whitewater. Be sure to check us out on theprowlernews.org and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at SMHS Prowler.